YouTube, what's good? See you later, gaming here. Welcome back to a long-awaited episode of the Game Lounge podcast. Rocking with me today is my twin co-host with the most, Eeenaa, better known as Jordy. Jordy, can I get an opening statement?
Yo, we're back for our annual shitting on the Game Awards video. Let's go, dude.
That's it. It's been a long time. We've had a bit of a hiatus. I've got another new backdrop with better internet quality, so hopefully I don't lag out this time. So um, let's go from here. So as Jordy mentioned, we're going through the game awards and the nominees, predictions, see
Mhm.
how many we can get right this year. We've been notoriously pretty shite at this, so we're going to come for a big year. So, Jordy, take it away. What are we starting off with as our
All right.
first category?
So, so we're going to go into reverse order. So we're going to go from where you end up at the end, and then we'll work our way to the front, which is Game of the Year. So, the first category we have is Best Esports Game. Okay, and so this is for the games that have delivered the best overall esports experience to players. Okay, so this is inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates, irrespective of genre or platform. So they have Call of Duty, Activision, they have Counter-Strike Global Offensive, they have Dota 2, they have League of Legends, and they have Valorant. I mean, I feel there's two options that could win here. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this first?
I'm a big competitive Call of Duty watcher. Been watching a little bit of Dota. So I'm sort of like a Optic, 100 Thieves sort of esports kind of fan. So I know probably the most simple you can get in that regard, but yeah, Call of Duty last season was kind of ass to watch for the most part. So yeah, I think for me, Valorant has been sort of the game that's
Mm.
taken. I feel like that's taken big strides this year in terms of overall viewership. I mean, League's obviously second to none. Dota had a massive prize pool this year as well. So, I mean, they're all good choices, but I'm gonna pick Valorant as my choice for
Mm.
esports game of the year.
Mm. Yeah, I think the two games that'll actually be between this year. So by the way, League had its highest viewership
Massive.
ever this year. It wasn't even close. I think it literally blew like the previous years out of the water. But I think there's only two games that actually could win this category, and I think it's CS and I think it's Valorant. CS because Simple, the greatest Counter Strike player of all time, finally won a major on Navi. Finally, and he did it by carrying his entire team on his back. Yet again, as Simple tends to do. With this, that would be the only reason I think Counter Strike could win it because of what Simple did, basically.
Mm,
Um, but other than that, dude, I think it's Valorant. I think Valorant has exploded this year in
massively.
popularity. Like the rise of tens as a player and seeing Scream once again back on on TL switch over to new game. I think there's so much more hype going behind it, and the three majors have all been viewed incredibly well,
Hmm.
and the production value and all of them super good. I think Valorant, in terms of just for fun,
Yeah.
I think Valorant's gonna take it this year.
Yeah, I think Valorant's definitely had its like pop off year this year. Um, it's
Mm,
something where I've seen like obviously a bunch of CS pros have moved over, so they've brought that viewership with them. You've got um, that sort of Riot community who's jumped over. You've got the FPS community, so yeah, I think it's definitely got its time in the limelight this year, and
yeah.
that's yeah. I'm backing Valorant for esports game of the year.
Okay, so we're both picking Valorant. Very good.
Lock it
Next
in.
next category. Okay. Most anticipated game. Okay, recognizing an announced game that has demonstrably illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward. We have Elden Ring,
Mm.
God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Starfield. This is
But
the hard category.
There's a lot of big names there.
Massive.
I'm gonna exclude one, and I
Mhm.
think you'll be a little bit surprised at which one I pick. I'm gonna exclude Elden Ring. I think that one, although there's massive hype around it, I think it's a little too far off for my liking. To you reckon it's closer
Elden Ring's the closest out of all of these games.
to coming out?
Yeah, there's the release date's like for March next year, or like February.
Hey yo, what?
Dude, I literally pre-ordered the collector's edition. It's coming out at the start of next year, bro.
Okay, lockdown done a number on me. Okay, I've got no idea of time then. Okay, ignore everything I just said.
Yeah, no, man. Elden Ring is coming out the closest out of all of these,
Yeah, I'm a
which is
video
why
game commentator.
which is why I was going to say, like, okay, so of these, right?
Mm,
Look, let's go with. I'm gonna go with what for me, right? But then I'm gonna say what I think will win. For
yeah.
me, it's Starfield, new IP, Bethesda. Okay, we barely know anything about it, and because I know nothing about it, that makes me more excited. Elden Ring, however, I think wins this category because it's so much closer and so many people love From Software games. It's just like, how do you stop the hype train of From Software fans? Like, how do you stop it? Like, it's also coming out so soon. Surely this is the most anticipated game because it's going to be the closest one to come out. It's a From Software game. Like the technical beta that they had for it blew up. People loved it.
Mm.
Look, not to discredit like Horizon and honestly Zelda. I like Zelda. We just know nothing about. We don't even have a date. So I think
Yeah.
I think people are anticipating it, but it's so far away that it's not even on most people's radar until they're gonna be like, here's a date. I think the only one who might take it from Elden Ring would be God of War Ragnarok. I don't even think I think Horizon is the first to cut. I don't think it's really like people love the original, but I don't think it's an anticipated game amongst these. I think Elden Ring's gonna walk away with it.
Yeah. So now reconsidering with better knowledge, I'd say Elden Ring just because, yeah, release date for one, but also multi-platform. I think God of War being a PlayStation exclusive limits it in that sense. I think while Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel is probably like a big one to most audiences on that list too. I think, yeah, given the fact that it's a bit further off, you can discount that a little bit. So
But
yeah,
then I keep forgetting that this is a panel of like industry people though.
that's
And the
true.
industry fucking loves Zelda.
Yeah.
Oh god, this is actually now that I'm thinking about it, because like only 10% of the vote is the audience, I think. Holy shit, it actually might be Zelda. Because every goddamn critic froths when they just hear the words Breath of the Wild.
That's true.
So I'm like, But look, I'm gonna say Elden Ring, but I wouldn't be surprised if randomly Zelda comes away with it. Now that I'm actually remembering that this is the industry we're talking about.
What do you think about Starfield?
um,
Bethesda title.
I think not enough is known about it yet. For me, that's my most anticipated.
Okay.
But I think that and Horizon are the like ones that would be cut off here. I think the other three are the most likely ones to walk away with it.
Okay.
But for now, I'm going to say Elden.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you. But I think it very easily could sway towards Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
Depending on panel vote percentages.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Next one, best debut indie game. So we have The Artful Escape, The Forgotten City, Kena Bridge of Spirits, or Kana, depending on where you're from, I guess. Sable and Valheim. This is actually a tight category.
That's a pretty tight category.
Yeah, this is incredible actually. This is like probably the most competitive I think I've ever seen the indie game uh, debut category for sure.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say Valheim.
Look,
I don't even know if
it's
that's a limb, but I think it had a massive breakthrough last. Was it this year?
look, I've been playing it on stream. No,
Mhm.
this year
This
at the
year.
start. This
Mm,
year.
that's it. Yeah.
Okay, I played it. I've been playing it on stream, right?
Mm,
It's literally kind of been the main game I've been playing. The look, I would be stoked. I would
mm,
be so stoked if they walked away with it. However,
mm.
I also played Sable this year, which also happens to be my favorite game of this year, by the way.
Okay.
So, look, in my heart, I want I want somehow Sable and Valheim to split the medal and take it bit by bit. But if we're going off, okay, look, if we're going with industry here,
Mm.
I think Kane is winning.
Yeah.
If we're going pure industry here, I think Kane Bridge of Spirits is going to win this category
Totally.
because I mean, it's a beautiful game. It looks like a great competent PC, like a platformer. I haven't played it at all. I'm sure I would love it if I played it. But God, I hope it's either Sable or Valheim.
Yeah.
I would love Sable to walk away with it, but I just don't think enough critics got the game or people in
Mm.
general. I think people went into their game thinking it was going to be something else than a game where you explore like the concept of the self and what the self is meant to be and like what you're meant to do in your life. And I don't think enough people got that because they were expecting it to be something else. So for that reason, I don't think it's going to be Sable. I think it's either between Kina or Valheim. I hope it's Valheim if that's the case of these.
What? Like, the only thing that I think would let Valheim down would potentially be the fact that
Early
it,
access.
not only that, it's not exactly like a unique concept. Like, survival sandbox has been beat to death over like the past couple of years. So that would be the only thing that I think discredits it in terms of like,
But I think what's also working for it though is it's one that just worked. Like
yeah.
actually out of the box. Like
Mm,
there's like every survival game that comes out is just filled with bugs and they're just built on like just spaghetti code. This
that's also
game
true.
just it worked. The multiplayer actually works so well. I'm like, how are these like I so a lot of my viewers are from like Europe,
Mm,
right? Or like like Hawaii, and their connection to me is actually like great. And I don't
mm,
understand because like I would expect to see them like rubber banding everywhere, and I'm like streaming by the
mm.
way, but they're still fine. Like the servers are holding up. I'm like, dude, this game just like works, dude.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's a Faye in chat is saying the historical accuracy in Valheim is so good. That's what I think is also working really well for it. I think its theme is a less explored survival aspect too.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. But as for the other two, I heard the Forgotten City is really great. I heard Artful Escape's super great too. I think this is a tough category. I don't think it's
Yeah.
Artful or Forgotten though. I think it's the back. I don't think it's Sable either. I think it's either Kano or Val.
So do I. But I mean, Artful Escape is an Annapurna game, so
That is true. We do
I
love Annapurna. They
I
don't miss.
I haven't played much like yourself. I haven't played the Artful Escape, but Annapurna is yeah, we love an Annapurna
Yeah.
game.
We do. We do. Okay.
So,
All right. My final judgment. I'm going to say Kana walks away with it. What about you?
I'm gonna go on the other side of the fence. I'm gonna say Valheim.
Okay. Beautiful. I hope you're right.
Fingers crossed. Fingers
We got to
crossed.
think in the mind of industry people. No, we don't. We don't worry about this. We don't worry about content creators. Okay. Best multiplayer game of the year. We have Back for Blood, Knockout City. It Takes Two, Monster Hunter Rise, New World, and Valheim. Okay.
Man.
For me, there's 3 games I think that could win this.
Yep. I'm
Yep.
thinking It Takes Two.
Yep, that's one of them.
Valheim.
Yep, that's one of them.
I'm gonna say yours would be. Man,
No, you got to remember, I'm thinking like a critic right now. This is my critic brain. I think there's only 3 in this category that could
Monster
win.
Hunter Rise.
Yes, you're a
Yeah.
genius. Yeah.
There you go. Because I would say if it wasn't me normally, I'd say Left 4 Dead. I'd be like Back for Blood would be like a Jordy pick.
I played it this year. It's a
Mhm.
fun video game,
Yeah.
but like, man, the critics they love the Monster Hunter.
They do.
And it takes two. I haven't played it yet. I'm gonna play it with Softlight, aka the girl.
Yep.
I want to play it. I hear it's amazing. I hear they like in the game. There's just so like much shit going on. Like each section has its own unique mechanics over like the course of like the entire game. There's just new mechanics all the time. I'm like, that sounds crazy.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy.
So I actually bought this on the PlayStation Black Friday sales for myself and my girlfriend. So she's not a gamer in the slightest. I'm trying to introduce her to more stuff. So we've been playing started off with Lego Harry Potter. I'm gonna get
Oh
into
mate, you should have thrown us straight into The Witcher 3 like I did with Light, dude.
I've got A Way Out, which is on the cards as well. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. So it's something that we can just sit down, play together, nice little co-op game. And I'm hoping It Takes Two will be another one which we can add to that list. So
Man, I hear it's a gem, bro. From
Yeah.
what I know, everyone will not shut the fuck up about this video
I
game.
know.
And I'm like, I've got to play it, damn it.
Literally, same thing in my circles too, where it's like, yeah, It Takes Two is one that's constantly popping up. So I think in that regard alone, I'm gonna say, I think It Takes Two will take it.
Yeah.
There's some pretty
Look.
stiff competition in this category, but
Really, I feel like it's only between 3. I like New World is an MMO. That's true. However, it's so broken. Back for Blood is good, but literally everyone who reviewed Back for Blood's like something's missing.
yeah,
Everyone's like something's missing. It just doesn't feel like Left 4 Dead, and it's like probably because it isn't. But also
Yeah.
like everyone has like most critics are like it's a really good game, but something feels like it's missing, and that's like the constant narrative with that game. Knockout City, like I've played it a bit. It's fun, but you know, it's like fun for it's like one of those games. It's fun for like 6 hours.
that was my
And you're like-
prediction for it before it came out.
Yeah, me too. That was exactly my prediction. I played it with my friend. I played it for like 6 hours straight, and with like giggling the whole time, just like like. And then after I was like, I feel not compelled to come back to this. Like
Yeah.
I had my time.
Yeah,
And then Monster Hunter Rise, just because, dude, I don't know. The critics love that. The fans love this game. I've never played a Monster Hunter, so I can't really speak to it. But
Yeah.
like, man, I hope just from the games that I've played, obviously, I hope Valheim gets the win here. But also, I would love for It Takes Two to win this too, and I'm hoping it will. I
Yep.
feel like this might be the only category, one of the only categories it could win.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I think Valheim might be the weakest of the 3 that we've sort of mentioned as being our top 3. I think it has a way better chance at debut game. For multiplayer game, I think just based on sort of overall appeal and how much just the general audience, and this isn't even I think you can still transfer this into a critic's mindset. I still think It Takes Two has
I
a
think
good edge here.
I think it'll go to It Takes Two, but I wouldn't be surprised to see if Monster Hunter gets away with it as well.
Yeah, Monster Hunter's a well-established franchise, so yeah,
Okay, well, I'm going It Takes Two. You're also going it?
lock it in.
Lock it in, Jerry. All right. Best racing and or sports. For the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing games. So we have F1 2021, FIFA 2022, Forza Horizon 5, Hot Wheels Unleashed, and Riders Republic. That's weird.
Man.
When I coughed then, that's so weird. Money just came out and I just got a bunch of FIFA packs that just came out with it. That's so weird. Hmm.
Man, isn't it sad to see, like, we got 2 EA games, we got a Ubisoft game. Um,
Wait, there's 2 EA games? What's the EA? Oh yeah, F1. They own Codemasters. That's right.
yeah.
Hmm.
Man,
This isn't even close for me.
I think it's
Like,
FIFA. I'm gonna say FIFA.
you're crazy, young
Everyone
man.
picks FIFA.
No, you're crazy. FIFA? No. Brother, this is Forza Horizon 5 all day long. Forza Horizon 5 is currently the highest rated game this year. Literally. Of all games out this year, it is the highest rated video game. It's 92 on Metacritic.
Slow year for video games.
No, bro, it's good. I gave it a okay. Look, I haven't been a car racing guy since I was a kid on on PS2.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that is a comically large bottle. Anyway, okay, so the Forza Horizon 5, okay, is just pure fun. It is so much fun to drop into a volcano in my Lamborghini and just drift around the volcano, bro. Just sliding everywhere. And you get rewarded for just doing nothing. And it's awesome. You like drive on a road and they're like, yo, you've never driven on this road, yo, here's 500 XP, dog. And it's like, oh, dude, the endorphins you get from playing this game is absurd.
Just little micro rewards everywhere.
Micro rewards everywhere. But like, it respects your time. It's one of those games you can go and be like, I got like 30 minutes, and you can just like smash out 2 races and you get out. And they're like, yo, dude, 2 races? Yo, here's 2 cars for your trouble. Spin the wheel, baby. And it's just like 2 random cars. Just for playing the video game. I don't think this is close. I've heard Riders Republic is actually pretty good. I've heard Hot Wheels is actually amazing, surprisingly. I've heard FIFA is FIFA. Mm-hmm. What a surprise. And F1, I'm sure, is like a very fine game. But I think Forza takes it for sure.
I'm almost thinking like commercial impact here, from a critic's point of view. F1, like as a brand, has been pretty big this year.
That's fair.
I haven't played the F1 game, admittedly, not F1 21. But commercially, if that carried over to the game, could be a potential there. But if you say Forza Horizon is as good as it is, then I reckon that's...
I am 99% confident in this category that Forza runs away with it easily. If FIFA wins this, what's a bet I can do? I'll eat a part of a sock on stream.
Like... That's brave.
I'll just get an old sock and I'll eat part of it on stream. For real.
We'll be watching
yeah,
closely.
someone's gonna clip that in chat and I'm gonna have to fucking live it down. I swear to God, if it goes to FIFA 22, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, I'm locking in Forza. What are you locking in?
I'm gonna go F1.
Okay. The dark horse.
I'm gonna go F1.
Don't do this. Oh my God, yes.
Just for the fun of it.
Best sim/strategy game. Age of Empires 4, Evil Genius 2, Humankind, Inscription, and Microsoft Flight Simulator. There is 2 games I think that could win here.
Alright, I'm gonna give a guess. I'm gonna say for yours it would be Flight Simulator.
That is one of them.
And I'm gonna say Age of Empires 4.
Ooh, he missed it by that much. Inscription, my guy. Ooh. Inscription is incredible. Okay. It is amazing. It's hard to even explain what it is. It's like, okay, so the starting premise of it is it's a card game, sort of. At the start of the game, it's a card game also mixed with an escape room game.
Okay.
But then it evolves beyond that, and I don't want to say any more because that would kind of spoil it. It is one of the wildest games you would ever see, and it's in my top 5 this year.
Interesting.
Inscription is an incredible game. I hope it wins this category, but I feel like Flight Simulator will win this category.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when Flight Simulator came out and everyone was sort of going around the world and like showing how accurate and realistic, besides some of the broken pieces in the world, how realistic and accurate like mostly the world was. So
Oh, I'm sure a lot of that stuff's been figured out by now too.
oh yeah.
Like and fixed. So like yeah.
And
I feel like this is like another 90% confident that Flight Sim will walk away with it here. Like looking at these other things like Humankind, no way. Evo Genius 2, no way.
no.
Age of Empires, honestly, it could sneak it. Age of Empires is a good game. It's like sitting at roughly like an 84 on Metacritic. Like it's a good game. It's
Yeah.
a good Age of Empires game. But I feel Flight Sim is just such a technological step. It's just like absurd. But God, I hope Inscription wins.
I think, yeah, based on just the category, I'm going to go Flight Sim.
Yeah, Flight Sim. All right. What do we got next? Best family game. It Takes Two,
Yep.
Mario Party Superstars, New Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and WarioWare Get It Together. Yo, this is so weird. This is I think the first year in 3 years that Nintendo hasn't taken all 5 slots.
Yeah.
Have you noticed this?
Yeah, that's a pretty dominant, like a Nintendo dominated.
No, but these are usually 5 Nintendo games every year.
Yeah. It's true.
So this is the first time there's a Nintendo game that didn't take another slot.
but randomly, like even new Pokemon Snap is Bandai Namco and the Pokemon Company. It's not even Nintendo.
It is Nintendo.
Is it?
Yep, Nintendo.
But no, it was developed by Bandai Namco.
And the Pokemon Company in collaboration. It's still a Nintendo property. Still gets that big old Nintendo seal of approval.
That's true. That's true.
Yep.
Man.
That's because at the time when this Pokemon Snap game was coming out, they were doing the remake of Diamond and also making Arceus. So that's why it's a collaboration.
Okay, that makes sense. Sense. What are you feeling here? I'm thinking. I reckon It Takes Two could be a good sneak.
I hope It Takes Two takes it. Honestly, like I don't know, like WarioWare. Like I heard it's definitely WarioWare, but it's like the content is over in like literally one playthrough.
Yeah.
Super Mario 3D World is just a port from Wii U with an extra level involved.
Yeah.
Like apparently it's a cool level, but it's still a game that already existed.
Yeah.
Mario Party Superstars is just grabbing the best mini games from the series and then shoving them into one game. So you've technically played all the mini games before.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pokemon Snap is Pokemon Snap? Like you either love it or you probably don't care that much about it.
Yeah, Pokemon Snap's one of those. Yeah, you either love it or you never played it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's tough. I reckon it's between It Takes Two and I reckon Mario Party Superstars, solely on the fact that if it's the best of the mini games for Mario Party. But I hope and I pray that It Takes Two takes it out.
Yeah, I hope it does as well. I wouldn't be surprised though, randomly. Okay, this is my random wrench for this category. I would not be surprised if Super Mario 3D World takes it. Just randomly, off the cuff. Honestly, dude, critics are weird, man. The critics are they're a weird entity.
That's true.
That's true. Look, I'm just gonna follow my heart on this one. It Takes Two. Yeah. I'm gonna say It Takes Two. Yeah.
I reckon if It Takes Two doesn't take best multiplayer game, I reckon it takes best family.
Yeah, it's gotta win one, right?
Yeah.
It's gotta win one.
Surely.
Please.
Surely.
Please. Okay. Next category. best fighting, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, I think. Yabia?
Thank God you've
The
taken over the pronunciation of the
the
Japanese
the
words.
Hinekami Chronicles. I probably butchered the shit of it. Kimetsu no Yahabi. The Hinokami Chronicles. Anyway, Guilty Gear Strive, Melty Blood Type Lumina, Nickelodeon All Star Brawl, and Virtua Fighter Ultimate Showdown. Bro, there's if you know, you know. There's one game in here that will win.
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
No.
What's wrong with Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, my guy? They got Garfield.
Because it's broken. This is absolutely gonna get steamrolled by Guilty Gear Strive. This I'm gonna say 100% for this category. I don't have a shadow of a doubt. Guilty Gear Strive will win this.
Guilty Gear?
Yep, Guilty Gear will win this. I bought this the other day and I played it and I was like, yep. It's not close.
Funnily enough, Guilty Gear and Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl are the only two I know on this list, if I'm being completely honest.
Well, Demon Slayer is a fighting game based off the anime, which is kind of like the old. It sort of looks like it plays in a nearly similar way, kind of, to the Naruto Shippuden games.
Okay.
Sort of, in a way. Yeah, I'm just gonna say Guilty Gear. That's my lock-in, 100%. I'm very confident.
All right, I'm gonna take your lead on that one and also lock in Guilty Gear.
You don't want to log in Nickelodeon?
Man, I could, but I don't want to seem like a fool on this chat.
Baby, here's a spicy one. Best role-playing game. Best for the best designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. We have Cyberpunk 2077, Monster Hunter Rise, Scarlet Nexus, Shin Megami Tensei 5, or Tales of Arise. Spicy. I feel like there's one incredibly spicy pick here.
I'm gonna say something which I don't know if it has enough. I know it's a great game and I know you love it, but I feel like it's gonna get discounted a fair bit because of its shite early release, Cyberpunk 2077. Do you reckon that early
My game
launch
of the year
affects
last
it?
year.
Yeah. Do you reckon that affects it too much to the fact that the
I
ongoing
don't.
issues?
I think they should feel good they got, like, okay, say if it launched in ideal conditions, absolutely it deserves to be here.
Yep.
The fact it got a nomination, I feel like might have people in the industry being like, yo, like, what? That game is broken. Okay. But here's the thing. Under that, well, look, I'm not even going to say under the console's brokenness, like, there's a fucking incredible video game. It is incredible. When I played it, dude, it was easily my game of the year because I barely had anything go wrong. Like, I had one bug where I got sent to the moon by jumping in a window and then T-posing in a car occasionally. Those are my only two bugs. So otherwise, this game worked perfectly for me. Like 60 FPS strong the entire time. It looked amazing.
You played on PC, yeah?
I played on PC with like a 1080 Ti and like a Ryzen 3900X. So like not even top of line stuff really. Like 3900X isn't bad, but like a kind of middle configuration, and it works beautifully. But you know, your mileage may vary. Look, if we're going with what is going to take it away this year, okay, I think just on pure merit, I don't think Cyberpunk can win.
No.
I don't think Cyberpunk can win just because of the state it was released in.
I agree.
So I think we have to cut that one off immediately. Scarlet Nexus, I hear it was like pretty good, pretty okay, but I haven't heard anything about it since it came out, like its launch week. I've never heard anybody be like, oh man, this year, dude, Scarlet Nexus, that was my jam. Like, I have never heard that after the fact.
Nope.
Monster Hunter Rise might have a shot. Probably. It's probably gonna be one of two that I think of. Shin Megami Tensei.
This is my pick.
Okay, but here's the problem. I think it's released too late.
Mm,
I don't think enough of the people who are going to be on this board judging this have played this game fully through. I don't
that's
think
also
it's
fair.
been out. I don't think it's been out long enough. So that's why I don't think it'll win this category. And that's the only reason. I hear this game is incredible. Like it's kind
Yeah.
of like a bit Persona, but with a little bit more and like massive implications for like RPG elements and stuff. Yeah, like I think personally, okay, I've played this game. I finished this game as well. God bless. I think Tales can come away with it, dude. I think Tales of Arise can come away with it, and I'm kind of excited by that fact because Tales of Arise is a good video game.
Mm,
Its combat is a little simple, but the rest of it is really good. It's
yeah,
really good.
it looks good.
Um, yeah, I think it's either between Tales or Monster Hunter. But
Okay.
who comes away? Look, I'm gonna go with my heart on this one. I think maybe the critics will pick Monster Hunter if I'm being honest, but I think Tales will win it.
Yeah, I agree with your take on Shin's time
I,
and like how
I
much
just,
like
yeah,
looking
I just don't think it's been out long enough.
yeah
It's
looking
such a long game.
yeah I was just looking up how many hours it is. It's 35 to 40 for the main story, so and it's only been out since the 11th of November. I mean, that's
That's what
a
I mean.
that's a very quick time to make a judgment call, considering how many games that critics would
Oh,
have to play each
yeah,
year.
exactly.
Um, like you wouldn't have played the full story if you were a judge on that panel. So while
And
I
it's like, think
think,
about it. Like, we're in the genre of roleplay. Like,
yeah,
Cyberpunk is easily like, 40 hours plus. I'm
oh
sure
yeah,
Monster Hunter would probably be like 20 plus. I'm sure Scarlet was like 20 plus. Tales is definitely like 30 plus or something. I can barely remember how much time I even put in that game. It's just like, there's so many hours, even just spread across these 5 games. I just don't think they would have had enough time to fully explore it, and then that's why it wouldn't get voted. If this came out in October, probably
mm,
wins.
yeah.
From what I hear, probably wins.
Tales of Arise is between 35 and 45.
There you go. Yeah.
So, man, based on that, my initial pick, I'm gonna stick with Shin as my
Mhm.
pick, but I reckon, man, I'm gonna give it to either Monster Hunter or Tales of Arise, mainly because of how much time it's been out. I think
Mhm.
for something like an RPG, you need a good amount of time invested into it. Um, I haven't played Tales of Arise, but I think, based on how long it's been out,
It
looking at the
is.
user reviews, I think I'm gonna lock in Tales. But
Yeah, Tails is very good.
subtly picking Shin as my
My
as
hope.
yeah, exactly.
Oh man, if only Cyberpunk didn't have such a horrendous law. I would vote for it here. I would
Yeah,
100% vote for it here. I'd be like, yeah, it was better than Tails.
totally. Yeah, because it's been
And
out
then-
long enough too, as well, to the point where everyone would have had a good chance to play it, like
Mm,
users and panel.
yeah, for sure. Sag. Yeah, Tails for
Yeah.
me. Okay, best action adventure. We have Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy,
Mm.
Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village.
Man, this is a decent, like semi-decent category too. I'm
This
thinking.
is an interesting one. Okay, so let me read the category, I guess.
Mm.
For the best action slash adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving.
So
Hmm.
I'm gonna say, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart was pretty short.
I played it. It's very short.
Yeah, it's very short. And I mean, it's a Ratchet and Clank game. It's got some cool features. It shows off a little bit of what the PS5 can do, but it's still one of those earlier titles. I don't think
It's
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 enough.
it's the first one. Sadly, I would cut off this list. Actually, I
It
think
is, yeah. I'm
I
cutting it.
like it's yeah. Like I did 2 full playthroughs of it, and it just didn't feel. It feels like a tech demo.
Yes. Yeah, no, totally. It seems like one of
It's
those games that's like great for, hey, this is the PS5, this is what it can do. Let's
it's
see
great
what we
for
can
showing
build
your
on.
friends. It's
Yes.
great for showing your friends and being like, "Yo, look at this," and they go, "Whoa, that's really crazy looking
Mm,
and super pretty," and you're like, "Yeah, absolutely." Unfortunately, it is definitely a tech demo, and like the portal thing, eh, like kind of overhyped,
mm,
kind of overhyped. Like, don't get me wrong, I love this game. I love playing this game. It was like big nostalgia juice because I haven't played one since PS2. So
yep.
like going back, it was amazing. But then when I finished it, I was just like, the portals just kind of felt like a gimmick. Like they
Mm,
didn't. I feel like they could have maybe used them a bit better. Like, and it was just so short. And I guess my gripe with it too is also like I wanted to play as Ratchet because I haven't played as Ratchet since
mm.
PS2. And then when you give me this other character who's still good, but I'm just like, I just want to be Ratchet right now as well. But
Yeah.
I guess we're not judging it on story. We're judging it on if it's action and adventure with puzzle solving,
Mm,
of which the game has no puzzles. So I
mm.
don't know if it can do this.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cut that one from the list almost immediately.
Yeah,
Um,
man. And then there were four.
I mean, you say
Okay.
puzzle solving. I'm looking
Well,
at
that's
this
what it
list,
says. It's
and I mean, Resident Evil Village, it has everything that a usual Resident Evil game has in terms of what puzzle solving and its action adventuriness.
and it
Um,
also has big mummy milkers.
that's true. There was so many enemies like in that game. I'm unsure. Like obviously there was the chick at the end, but I'm like, who was the main villain in that?
Uh, I
Because
think it was the friends we made along the way.
because I mean, like they touted Lady Dimitrescu as being the
Wait, isn't it the
main.
mother lady, Mother Miranda or whatever it is?
Yeah, Mother Miranda was the main villain, but like Lady Dimitrescu was touted as like the main villain in the marketing.
Dimitrescu, baby.
That's it. I mean, I mean, she was also the face of the marketing for a few other reasons, but I mean,
Lady Dummy Thick.
yeah, yeah. Lady Dummy Thick is was one of them. Um, and then you got Mr. Swamp Man. You got Mr. What's his name? Yeehaw. Uh, I mean,
um,
it's a good
I don't
game.
know. Like I
It seems
like
to fit the
again,
criteria. Like, and I
it,
guess that would be what the panel bases it off. But
but the thing is though, is that Resident Evils always have a certain amount of camp
mm,
in them, obviously, because
yeah,
they're so goofy by nature, which is the
mm,
part that I love. Like that's what. Okay, here's the thing: I've rarely played any Resident Evil besides Revelations 1 and 2, um, but I love watching playthroughs of them just because they're so much fun to like watch other people go
mm,
through. When I watched the playthrough of this, it felt like maybe they were resting too much of their laurels on Resident Evil 4. It like a lot of it felt synonymous with what 4 has already done before. But like, don't get me wrong, like the castle and stuff was amazing and super cool. And there's definitely like tense moments and stuff in it.
yeah,
But I think maybe I don't know. I feel like this is one that gets dropped to, in my opinion. I
yeah,
don't think a panel picks this. I think I think they should eventually at some point. I mean, the last couple of Resident Evil games, well, 7 and 8 have both been pretty great. But the
mm,
problem with Resident Evil is they keep going too long. Like with 7, like the boat shit. Like, why are we? Don't add the boat part. If you cut it off with just the 3 houses, mwah, chef kiss.
yeah,
And then they always do this weird shit at the end of the games. That's just like you go like, why do you keep doing this?
yeah,
Like, I don't know.
totally.
There's just, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I honestly, it'd be sick to see Resident Evil actually walk away with something, but I just don't feel it will here.
Yeah, I mean, if we discount that, we're left with three.
Yeah.
Um,
Marvel, Metroid, and Psychonauts.
Man.
I'm just gonna say it. I think Metroid walks away with it.
You reckon Metroid?
I think because, like, you know, it's been forever, they'll just be like, give it to Metroid so we get more, or some shit. I don't know. Because, like, if you think of the panel, Psychonauts is probably too weird for a lot of them.
Yeah.
And it's too weird for a vote from the audience too. Even though it probably fits all of these parts the best, if I'm being honest. Like, I think Psycho should win this category, but I don't think it will because it's too weird and people didn't give it enough of a chance. I think it's Metroid. But then Metroid's so niche too.
Yeah. Metroid is one of those niche games, but you know, it has received like a good amount of press and good reviews.
Yeah.
Enough to the point where I think I think that's come from both user and critic, and I think more so we got to look at this from the critic's point of view. I think
I don't think it's Marvel's either.
No,
I don't think it's Marvel's either. I think it's Dread. But that's, I'm going to lock in Dread for this one. I think it's going to go to Dread. I wish it went to Psychonauts too. That's what my heart tells me, but I think it's going to go to Dread.
I agree with your point. I think Psychonauts 2 is a little too obscure. Even though there's only a minority vote from the audience, I reckon it doesn't get that much from the audience. I think those will go to bigger names on that list. From a critic's point of view, I reckon Dread takes it. Metroid Dread. Yeah.
I'm going to say it's going to be Dread or Ratchet and Clank. Those are my two. I think the critics.
Really?
Yep. I think the critics loved Ratchet and Clank. But anyway,
that's
moving along. Best action game: Back 4 Blood, Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, Returnal. Also, we'll speed through the next couple, by the way, just to get you to bed on time. You know, man's got to work in the morning.
That's so fine. Back 4 Blood, we've already kind of discussed. Far Cry 6, garbage. I don't even know how they must have been slim pickings on the best action games.
I'm confused. Year. I'm confused why it's even there.
Yeah. Returnal. Yeah, that's pretty good. Shivs, I reckon it goes to Deathloop.
I think it's gonna go to Deathloop as well. I think. Deathloop? Do I want it to? No. I actually don't. I don't want it to go to Deathloop. I think Returnal should win this. It should. It won't. It should, though.
Yeah.
Deathloop, man, the critics love this shit. They love the Deathloop. I finished my first playthrough of it because look, I'm a big Arcane fan. Dishonored, that's my shit. That is my one of my Dishonored and Dishonored 2 are like both in my top 10 games of all time. Right? I'm playing Deathloop. I'm like, oh, wake me up, dude. Holy shit. This game is like, it's just okay. It's such mediocre Arcane. And if anybody even listens to this podcast anymore, someone's going to go in the comments just directly for that and just flame the shit out of me. Because for Deathloop, they really just appealed more to the casual player. Like, it feels so stripped of what Arcane does best. And it's just so force-fed to you. It's just so spoon-fed into your mouth. They're like, oh, little baby, you want to know where to go? Oh, here you go. Here, I'll tell you directly. Oh, can I make it any more obvious for you? It's just, and like, the abilities you have, they're just shit that Dishonored already had. But even worse. Like, I don't know. It'll win because the critical reception of this game is fucking ridiculous. I don't understand. Don't understand. Yeah, but it'll win. It'll win this. I don't think it'll even be close.
Yeah.
Definitely will win Best Action Game. Sorry, I got on a big rant there, because I do not understand how this game is so pogged. in everyone's brain critically.
No, it was good. I like it.
All right.
Do you want to skip the next one and go to one of the others above?
Let's see. Let's skip that. Skip that one. Besma, skip that one. Best indie. Here we go. This is an important one.
Here we go.
12 minutes. Deathloop. Inscription.
Death's Door.
Kena, Bridge of Spirits, and Loop Hero. Huh?
Death's Door, not Deathloop.
Oh, sorry. It's on my brain because I'm angry at it. Death's Door, sorry.
Poor Death's Door overshadowed by Deathloop.
I'm still just punching a copy of the game in my head right now. And he can't fight back.
Man. I reckon through all of these...
Oh man, I feel like I know who's winning this category.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've said Inscription before.
I did, because it's a good video game.
But do you reckon
Kena?
Yeah.
Kena.
Yeah.
100% is going to run away with this one.
Yeah.
Like, man, Loop Hero is also incredible. Like, Loop Hero is great. By the way, check out the publisher on this. Devolver.
Yep.
Dude, Devolver does not miss, bro. They're so good.
Big hits.
But
Big
yeah,
things.
Kena will win. Kena will win. The upset here would be Death's Door. I think would be second in critics' mind. But man, if we're going with heart, dude, honestly, if I'm going with my heart of hearts, it's gonna be Inscription or Loop Hero. Loop Hero is fantastic, but Inscription's just a little bit better.
Tell you what, Devolver has a 3 in 5 chance of walking away with an award here.
Yeah, but they won't because Kena.
Yeah.
Look, I need to play Kena. Like, obviously, it looks beautiful. It's just that I haven't, played it. But it's just, I don't know. Kena just seems like award bait.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like it's such a high standard for an indie game. It almost like crosses into like the AAA indie scene.
Totally.
Like when you look at it in presentation compared to all of these other games here.
Yeah.
Like one looks like Disney. And all the rest of these are like 5 pixels.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
in terms of broader reach and support, I think if anything bridges that sort of, as you say, indie like AAA bridge, I think Kena is that one that sort of crosses that. Like even if you open up the PlayStation Store, first one of the games you see and it's heavily promoted is Kena.
Yeah.
So, they're doing their bit to try and push it. And so, I reckon, given the fact that it's still an indie, I reckon it's got a good chance at winning, as you say, comparative to other games, which are much more pixel based.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be Kena.
Yeah, totally. Kena,
All right.
lock it in.
Best performance. Let's do this real quick. Erika Mori as Alex Chan, Life is Strange, True Colors. Giancarlo Esposito, is that how you say his name?
Giancarlo.
Is it Giancarlo? Okay. I've never said this man's name before. Giancarlo Esposito as Anton Castillo, Far Cry 6. You've got Jason Kelly as Colt Vaughn from Deathloop. You have Maggie Robertson as Lady Dimitrescu, Resident Evil Village. And you have Ozimir Akaga as Juliana Blake. I'm probably butchering these names, but I'm trying my best. I'm sorry.
I think,
dude, apparently Giancarlo was in Far Cry for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, he is such just a promotional like sponge. They've soaked him up. They've absolutely just put him in a studio for half an hour. He's walked in, cashed in a bag, and walked out. That's for sure what he's done. And then he's sat in his living room, like filming some promotional TikToks and shit like that. And he's walked out. I can't give best performance to John Carlo. Yes, he's a big name. Yes, he's a Hollywood actor. Does he have the best performance? No.
Out of these, no,
No.
I actually don't think so.
There are.
I've seen a couple of the cutscenes. I'm like, he sure is a standard Far Cry villain.
Yeah, no, great for a Far Cry villain. Great as like a Hollywood actor. Great in Breaking Bad. In Far Cry, no, I don't think he has enough of a performance against these other actors and actresses to be considered.
Yeah.
In saying that, I also think Lady Dimitrescu can be taken out of that list as well.
Oh, dude, she's who I hope wins.
Really?
That's who I hope wins. I hope she wins. Yeah.
I was hoping for Jason E. Kelly as Colt Vaughn.
Look, Jason or oh God, how the fuck Ozzyama? I think those are the two most likely, for sure.
Yeah.
I think they are the most likely to win it. But dude, I love Maggie's performance. I think it's so creative. The dialogue between the Deathloop characters, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's just two grown adults yelling at each other.
Also true.
Like I don't know. It's like it's the best part of Deathloop.
Yeah.
Those two yelling at each other, which is kind of saying something. But I hope Maggie walks away with it. I don't think she will. I think it'll be Jason.
Yeah.
That's my final choice. I think Jason will walk away with it.
I think my only concern for Maggie is similar to John Carlo, is she doesn't have enough screen time to be while she's on screen, she's great.
But I'm saying the impact she has in the moment she is on screen, I think is way more impactful than John Carlo.
Yeah, totally.
I think she probably has more on-screen time than him, I think.
Yeah.
But I feel like she's way more impactful because she really leans heavily into the role of it. So much better. And it's almost like she's actually a voice actor and not someone there to grab the bag.
Yes. Totally. They use more of the budget on his promo videos than the actual voice acting.
Am I acting?
No. So you locking in Maggie for best performance?
No, Jason will get it, but I want Maggie to get it. Yeah. Jason will win it.
I'm
JC or Ozzyama.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock in Jason for that one.
Yeah. The industry makes me sad. Okay, best audio design: Deathloop, Forza Horizon 5, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, and Returnal. Man, if recognizing the best in-game sound and sound design, if we're going honestly, not even subjective, it's just pure fact, it's Returnal. Yeah. It's definitely Returnal. I think it's Returnal or RE. I don't think the other three are even close. Like what? Forza is cars driving on dirt road or whatever.
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
And the engine goes yeah, exactly. It goes vroom, 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 and that's the noise it makes.
Yeah.
Right? Deathloop is it's okay. Like the guns sound meaty, they all sound interesting and stuff, but like there's so much more atmosphere in both RE and Returnal, plus the weapon design. Returnal has the most disgustingly good 3D audio I've ever heard in my entire life. Like it's actually like having a sixth sense in that game. That 3D audio.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is one of the ones where I'm going to go with my heart, dude. I'm going to say Returnal. For some reason, I don't know why I'm even saying this. Deathloop will win this.
Really?
Deathloop will win this, but I'm going to go against it. I'm going to say Returnal win it. That's what my brain's telling me. My brain is telling me that every industry person is giving Deathloop every award. But I'm going to say Returnal.
Yeah, I mean, look, going through, I think a bunch of the studios were hit pretty hard by COVID and having to work from home, which slowed a bunch of releases. And I think that's why Deathloop is like in a bunch of these categories, like literally everything up until the end of the list. But
Mm.
yeah, I reckon if you have to give it to someone else, I reckon Returnal here
Yeah.
for sure. Because yeah, out of the 6 categories remaining, it's Deathloop is across all of them, which is
Yeah.
crazy. Um,
Classic.
yeah,
Yeah. All right. I'm looking in Returnal.
yeah.
God, God, let me be right, because that's the actual factual answer.
Give that one to me too.
Best score and music. We have The Artful Escape. We have Cyberpunk 2077. We have Deathloop. We have Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy and Near Replicant version 1.22474487139.
Well, Guardians of the Galaxy is just every copyrighted song known to man from the 70s and 80s. 60s, 70s,
Yep.
and 80s. So, I mean, if you're into throwback music and that genre and that age of music, sure, that's got fantastic music.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk got you more like synth pop. Man,
I'm going to say
you're
I'm
gonna
going to
say
go with my heart
Artful?
on this one. No, I'm going to say Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk
Ooh,
has the most incredible soundtrack I've heard in a long time.
yeah,
Like, have you heard the normal combat music for that game?
yeah, man.
Holy shit. It goes hard, dude. And also just the radio stations. Just all the custom music that they had done for this game.
Mm,
Like getting Run the Jewels to make a track, getting
yeah,
Grimes to make songs for it, getting all these fucking artists to make, like, they made this like samurai band that like Johnny Silverhand is a part of, like an actual thing where they've got tracks that play on the radio. The radio is amazing, and the score itself is amazing. I hope Cyberpunk wins this, but I could also see Nia walking away with it too, because it's Okabe, baby.
mm,
It's Okabe. He's goated.
yeah.
Like, I don't know how you beat Okabe, dude.
That's true. That's man. I'm gonna go Cyberpunk because I reckon outside of the game, if you were to listen to the music independently,
Which I do.
yeah, I think it could be. I think it's great music to listen to outside of the game, and I mean, while it's being paired and scored as best score in music within the game, I think it takes it just on the premise alone that it's great to listen to outside of like independently. I think if that
Like, I
doesn't
feel
speak
like
volumes to the music, that I don't know what does.
yeah, I feel like if you're listening to music from a game outside of the game, probably means it's crossing the threshold pretty hard of like best score in music in a game.
Totally, I agree.
Yeah.
I
All
agree.
right. Well, I'm looking in Cyber, so
Yeah,
that's
oh,
my pick.
I'm locking that in too. But I
I
reckon
swear to God, if fucking Deathloop wins this category,
I reckon Guardians could be a cheeky one. For
Guardians
music.
could. I think it could also be a cheeky one.
Cheeky.
I haven't heard any of it, but I assumed it was gonna be pretty samey as the movies, so
Yeah.
that doesn't surprise me.
Very much so.
All right, best art direction for outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. We have Artful Escape, Deathloop, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Oh God. For outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation.
I reckon Artful Escape.
I feel like
Either that or
that Psychonauts are the
Yeah.
most. No, I'm sorry. Psychonauts doesn't win this. It should. It won't though. I think it'll be. I think it'll be Kena.
you're man.
I think it'll be Kena.
Kena. Yeah, Kena's a cute Disney-like game.
I
Yeah.
think it'll be Kena. Deathloop is a lot already in terms of like visual, like DNA is shared across a lot of their games.
Yes.
Like it kind of feels like you're playing Dishonor with a machine gun. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Like it shares a very similar DNA in its art direction. Like obviously it's way more 70s, 60s. 70s
Yeah.
in its design. I hope that doesn't mean they win because they went to the 70s aesthetic or some bullshit.
Nah.
I want Psycho to win here, but I think Eeenaa will win. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Keena's gonna win, but my vote goes to, pardon me, The Artful Escape.
Mm. Mm. You know what? I'd love that to win.
Mm.
I would still love that to win.
Yeah,
That'd be Pog.
that would be Pog.
All right, best narrative. Deathloop.
Deathloop.
It Takes Two. Life is Strange: True Colors, Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, and Psychonauts 2.
Man.
Okay, so this is for outstanding Deathloop, storytelling and narrative development in a game. Look, okay, I think Life is Strange doesn't win it. I don't think Marvel wins it. I sure as shit hope Deathloop does not win it.
Mm-mm.
I think if there's any category it can win at all, Psychonauts 2 will win best narrative for this category. I think because it does so much explaining of its narrative through its environments, and it doesn't force feed it to you. It doesn't force feed you the story. It's just like it relies on you to be smart enough to get it and read between the lines of what's happening in the environment, and then also the dialogue being told to you. And it like really breaks down like the human psyche and you know, makes great use of like metaphors and stuff like the first level, which is like the hospital, but which is where one of the characters, you know, learnt how, like, where to become a psychonaut, but it's also mixed now with like a gambling thing because she's worried about the psychonauts being able to like stay financially viable, so it's like gambling. And like it does this incredible fusion of narrative and storytelling through the levels themselves, and they expect you to just get it because you're a smart human being who doesn't need to be told everything and be held by the hand. Like it respects you as a person to be able to understand. Look, I think it's between It Takes Two or Psychonauts. I'm gonna lock in Psychonauts. I think if they can win anything, it's best narrative.
Yeah, I agree. I think, man, I haven't played this Life is Strange, which, you know, I like the Life is Strange games. I've played the first one and Before the Storm. You know, usually they have good narrative, but man, I want to go Psychonauts.
Oh, let's go.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
If Deathloop wins this, you piece.
Man, I think there's enough potential for it to take it away.
Oh, have you played Deathloop?
I have.
What did you think of it?
I didn't see that twist coming.
Yeah, look, we're not gonna spoil it for anyone, but dude, the game is so average. Anyway, maybe I shouldn't say it. It's a very average Arcane game. I guess I hold them to a very high standard, but anyway.
As I said,
all right, best
slow
game.
Games.
Yeah, I guess so. Best game direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. We have Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
I'm gonna discount Deathloop, and I know we kind of low-key shitting on Deathloop at the moment.
Dude, I don't care, man. Deathloop, like, okay, is it a video game? Yes. Is it, like, functional? Yes, it functions. Is it good? Yes, it is like a well-made video game. Is it the fucking savior of the universe that everyone has been fucking sucking its dick for? No, it's not that good. These people are making it sound like it's like fucking, like, I don't know, Portal 3 or something. And it's like, dude,
It's not that.
Like it truly tells me that the year must have been slow.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
I just don't it's a fine video game. It's
Mm.
fine, but I don't understand how it has so many fucking nominations. It's disgusting.
Yeah, yeah.
Ugh.
In
I
terms
don't know.
of
Best creative vision and innovation in game direction. It's just Dishonored with guns in the 70s, watered down with shit AI.
yeah,
And I swear to God, if anybody comes in the comments and is like, it's meant to be like that because you repeat days over, so of course the AI is gonna be shit. Fuck off.
you can kick
It's the
you kick everyone.
Oh my God. Literally the donkey video made on this game is exactly the
Uh,
problem.
yeah, mm,
It's just like you literally can just walk up to everyone and just kick them. And like
correct.
you don't even have to worry about getting shot by anyone else. And for all those people who are like, oh, you probably played on the lowest difficulty. I played on the highest difficulty. I was
Mm,
literally just standing next to people kicking people and they still couldn't hit me.
correct. Yeah, I was the same. I also went
Ah,
around kicking people a lot.
okay. Awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. I feel like there's only two here that make sense with that line.
Yeah,
Creative vision and innovation in game direction.
I reckon it takes two.
I think It Takes Two is one of them for sure.
Yep.
And I think the other one is Psychonauts.
Yeah.
But
Returnal would
I
be an
return
honorable mention.
yeah, for sure.
Mm. I think based on our conversation earlier in this podcast, I think It Takes Two, even though like you and I both respectively haven't played this, I think based on we know,
What I've heard, what I've seen, for
yeah,
sure.
what we've heard, what we've seen, I think it pushes the envelope enough, and is
Well,
cool enough in that sense that it definitely fits within the bounds of best game direction and like the criteria for this.
yeah, innovation. Like
Mm,
apparently, yeah, like I said before, there's like new mechanics literally every fucking 15 minutes or something.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah,
um Innovation in game direction. I mean, yeah, I could see Psycho as well fitting into
mm,
this well. But look, I'm gonna vote Deathloop. I think Deathloop is going to win this category. I don't want it to. I think It Takes Two should. For some reason, I think Deathloop is gonna win this. Legitimately. I legitimately think Deathloop is gonna win this as well.
wowee.
I
This
don't want it to.
this man with the
It will
shock
though.
vote of the century. I'm gonna lock in It Takes Two.
Okay, good. I'm
Yeah,
glad one of us is an optimist.
have to be, have to be.
And game of the year has
Oh my
arrived.
god.
Deathloop. It Takes Two. Metroid Dread. Psychonauts. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. And Resident Evil Village.
Well,
Ah,
I think
okay.
we've spoken to all of these. Um,
We have.
I'm going to. Man, I'm going to eliminate two from this list.
Yep. Lay 'em on
Sadly,
me.
I'm going to eliminate It Takes Two, and I'm going to eliminate RE.
Yeah, I think your RE is correct. For
Mm.
sure. I'm going to eliminate Ratchet and Clank. Off rip.
I'm not, only on the premise that
Really?
I'm not eliminating it. Like, from my perspective, it's eliminated. From a critic's perspective, I think it stays up there. I reckon it's top two, top three from a critic's standpoint. Um, I reckon Psychonauts, I reckon that can almost be eliminated.
I think we can eliminate it. Unfortunately, I
Yeah,
think we have to eliminate Psychonauts.
yeah. I think everyone, I think, in the chat is right now is popping off going like Deathloop.
No, they're sad that Resident Evil will not win.
I reckon I'm gonna go cheeky pick here.
Mm-hmm. I
I'm
think I know
going.
what your cheeky pick is.
I'm going Metroid Dread.
I knew it.
I reckon Metroid Dread. As much as all of these categories have been dominated by Deathloop, I reckon Metroid Dread, despite being like a noticeable omission from most of these categories,
Yeah, it's kind of weird that it slipped in here. Hey,
it's so
and it's only
weird.
in one other category.
Yeah, because what was the other category it was nominated for?
Best
Best
action adventure.
best action
Right?
adventure and game of the year.
Wow, 2 categories, huh?
That's it.
But it's
I
too niche. It's
It
too
is.
niche.
It's super niche, but I reckon that's why it can do it. I reckon that's the thing that could push it over the edge. Deathloop, it could clean up in a bunch of those other categories. We've got personal picks, and it could clean up, but I don't think it's enough to win Game of the Year. Like, as you said, it's a dumbed down Dishonored. It's nothing super innovative. It's not something that's super great. I mean, It Takes Two is, but I don't think it's Game of the Year material.
Let's read the line.
Mm.
Recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. I think Metroid is not going to win this because people said it's too hard.
Okay.
I think critics who have said this game is too hard.
Yep.
And it's too niche. I think for me, this game will not be there. I think it's going to come down to Deathloop and It Takes Two.
Really?
And for once, you know what? I think the critics are going to say it's Deathloop. I truly believe they're going to say the game of the year is Deathloop. But motherfucker, I can't agree with them for everything. I'm going to say It Takes Two, baby. Takes game of the year home.
Yeah.
I need it. I need it to. Man. Lord, I need it to.
Man, I want it to take it as well.
I need that man to go up on stage and say "fuck the Oscars" yet again when he wins this award. That's what I need in my life.
I 100% agree with you. I think It Takes Two has great Game of the Year potential. Do I reckon it has critic Game of the Year potential up against its competition? Less so. That's my only concern.
Yeah, that's my problem is I truly think Deathloop will win this. I truly do because it's in 18 different fucking categories.
That's true.
Okay, but in my heart, and I'm gonna pick just to go against it. I'm gonna say It Takes Two just randomly comes in the clutch and just sneaks it. Lord, I'm praying.
That's a spicy pick. That's a very spicy pick. Yeah,
it's my optimism.
For me, I reckon it's between Metroid Dread and Ratchet and Clank, and I'm gonna pick Metroid Dread.
Holy shit! You thought it was between those two? That's crazy.
I'm thinking,
man.
Like, I'm not thinking in Alex's mind or right now. I'm thinking like critic mind. And based on like everything we've spoken through tonight, I reckon Ratchet and Clank has massive critical appeal. Whilst, yes, to you and I, the average consumer, it's a great tech demo, to critics, it's something that's a little bit more than that. And same with Metroid Dread. Yes, while it might be a little bit difficult, whilst it doesn't appear in that many other categories and it is niche, I reckon that could be enough to push it.
God, I hope you're right. I honestly, if we're being real honest, just anything besides Deathloop in this category would be a win.
Dude,
just anything in this category. Okay, I've played Ratchet and Clank. I've played Psychonauts 2. I've played Dread. I haven't played It Takes Two. But God, just anything. Just anything but Deathloop. I would be so down for that.
Totally. I'm with you. I'm same boat, rocking with you on that.
You know what is beautiful though? Seeing 2 indies though being in Game of the Year. Yeah. Which is kind of sick. That's kind of nasty, bro.
That is.
Like, because I feel like for the last at least three years, maybe even longer, it's pretty much been nothing but AAA.
Mm.
Like in game of the year contention. So it is kind of sick to see like 2 indie games slip in here. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah. I think whilst it's been like a slim pickings year in terms of games that have been released, I think it's great to see indies have their time in the limelight, and even to be nominated for Game of the Year, I think is a massive achievement, and not to diminish their results at all, because It Takes Two, by all accounts, great game. Psychonauts 2, great game, and I think they are well within their right to be up there, and
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
hoping, like, back in my mind, I'm hoping, yeah, I hope you guys take it out and outshine one of these bigger AAA developers with $1 million budgets.
I don't know. I think it'd be a good positive message too.
Totally.
Because if you think about it, like we do have a couple of like game award shows. Like we have the DICE Awards and then we have the other one as well that I'm forgetting the name of. But I feel like on a stage as big as this, okay, let's not like, let's not meme around. Like the Game Awards is the biggest game like show for like award ceremony that our industry has to offer.
Yeah.
Like literally everyone still looks at it. Like shareholders look at this shit, like
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I feel honestly giving it to a game like It Takes Two or Psychonauts would set an amazing precedent for bigger companies to look and be like, maybe we don't have to make these buggy as fuck games that take 6 years in development, cost $600 million to produce, $200 million in marketing, and we only break even after 2 years, but then we're going to shove it full of microtransactions.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a space where we can actually start, like, I don't know, making some smaller studios to start making some more prestigious titles or something, so you can
Smaller studios
boost,
just publish even.
that's what. Okay, look, EA, dude, this is under EA Motive.
Yeah.
Which is not EA Motive, EA Originals. What's their indie thing called? I think it is EA Originals. Originals? Is it? It is. I think it is.
Let's have a look.
Yes. Yeah. EA Originals, which is their like indie publishing thing, and apparently it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like they don't take like any of the money. They don't like own the studio or whatever.
Which is
they
great.
just like help market it and shit like that. Well, I'm sure they take money in there somewhere. They must.
Oh yeah.
But like apparently it's not egregious, and that's really actually quite a good program. Like just shit like that. Like yeah, sure, make your FIFA. But like, think about like, raising the prestige of your company by actually like making these small studios who work on these small form narrative based games with cool mechanics and stuff that are only, 6 hours instead of 100. Like, like, or just so over bloated with just like complexity it's just crazy. Like look at Battlefield, for God's sake. Like what is going on? Like man, it's just a shit. AAA gaming, besides very few games this year, was just an absolute shit show of bugs and just dumb shit. Like Resident Evil is like one of the only ones really that launched solidly.
Yeah.
Like Deathloop on PCs kind of fucking ass, I'm not gonna lie. Like there'll be times where I'm like, sweet, I'm playing at 60 FPS. And then sometimes I'll be playing at 10, and I'm like, okay, cool. This is good. This is very good.
I'm always curious for these award shows and the critics who are like part of the panel. I'm always wondering, apart from the games which are obviously console exclusives or platform exclusives, what do they play it on? Like, yeah, are they going to get a buggy version of Deathloop? Or are they playing on like a console, or are they even playing on like a consumer computer? Like, they have access to 3080s and, top of the line spec stuff, but are they playing on the same level as, the everyday consumer?
Okay, by the way, so I've figured out what the jury is. So they've got a jury part on the website. So it's literally everything from like Ars Technica to Giant Bomb.
Okay.
So like IGN to Newsweek, like The Verge, Wired, Vice.com, like.
Okay, so
Or
pretty big mix of both like news, gaming, and
the
lifestyle.
the Guardian, like Gaming Bible, Eurogamer,
Yeah,
Australia.
wow.
We have Oz Gamers Press Start.
Kind of funny.
Yeah, kind of funny is on there. Um, like Funhouse used to be on there from what I remember too. Like so,
LA Times. Wow.
yeah. So you've got a bunch of stuff.
Okay, so it might be a mix of like journalists and like
And just
YouTubers, content creators.
But then there's just things that like, yeah, like I guess like I was gonna say the newspapers are things that worry me, like the Guardian, but I
LA
guess they have
Times.
people. I guess they have people in there who cover games anyway, and it's
Totally.
probably those people who write about them. Obviously, I would be worried if it was just like bald man who owns media company
Yeah, right.
is the is like the person who like is like well this Deathloop game looks very good.
Yeah.
It appeals to my imperial instincts of the 70s.
So I wonder.
Like,
So I'm curious now, like if that's the panel. I wonder if they just take, or sorry, not like the panel per se, but if that's the jury and the publishers, I guess, behind that. I wonder if they just take that review and say reach out to the writer of that review and ask for more insight and take their vote from it. Because surely, like, you'll look at, let's just say Press Start, for example, because that's a nice Aussie one.
well, what I think is probably what happens is so like let's say like you know what, let's use like LA Times or whatever it was,
Yeah.
right? They probably have like 2 or 3 video game writers for them, right? Where they probably do like a little quick like review of the game, you know, put it on like a 5-star rating or whatever. It's probably just those 3 people,
Mm-hmm.
and then they give them all of these categories, and then they would probably scale them from 1 to 6 or whatever it is, 1 to 5.
Yep.
And I feel like they would just tally up the votes like that for everyone across the board. You
For
just
sure.
put them 1 to 5.
Because yeah, looking at it, nominations for the Game Awards are selecting by a voting jury. Well, that's a typo. By a voting jury of 103 leading media and influencer outlets. So yeah, for sure they have to just have like an aggregate voting system, because no way are they getting like one from each one, even.
Yeah. So I think it would just work like that. So yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's it. That's what we are dealing with this year.
There you go. So we put in our predictions for the Game Awards. Go ahead and drop yours either in the comments section below, or even on our Twitter and Facebook pages. You can always reach us there, and always keen to hear your opinion if you've made it this far.
Where can we find those?
Where can we find those? We're also on Spotify. We can't comment on there though, but you know, we're growing.
But are we still on Stitcher?
Man, I don't even know if Stitcher's around, let alone our subscription to Stitcher, so cannot confirm nor deny, but you know, we'll roll with it. But if you've enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to not leave without leaving a like. It really does help the channel grow. If you're on Jordy's Twitch listening to us live,
what YouTube channel can we find this VOD uploaded to later?
Oh, it'll be on youtube.com/user/XhiaGaming. Thanks for that, Jordy. And if they want to find you and catch it live, where can they do that?
They can find me at twitch.tv. A bunch of E's into an Eeenaa. Hold on, how many E's are in my name?
I think it's 3.
Hold on, you can find me at twitch.tv/Eeenaa, spelled EEEENAA. N-A-A. That's
Mm.
me.
And obviously,
Perfect.
you'll be able to
Beautiful.
find his links down in the description. So if you're worried about how many E's and A's there are in Eeenaa, you won't have to worry.
Yes. Very good.
But yeah, thank you so
And
much for
then
listening.
we'll have to do a follow-up with I guess our game of the years. For real though. Like
For
real
real.
games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Game Lounge podcast. We'll catch you very, very shortly with the results. Hopefully, we get some of our predictions right. Anything above the 50% benchmark, I think we're looking pretty good.
Yeah, dude.
And yeah, we'll come back with an episode very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.
Peace.